Good morning, still morning, everyone. Good morning, Jay, Deep Fried Johnny, the Essex Hobbyist, A Small Town Geek, and Sync Master. Let's see who is the first person to spot the difference. Ding, 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 ding. Jay, you have got it right. If you are a regular viewer and are a subscriber of me, you have a new VIP badge. Now, if I've missed anyone out, it's because they weren't on the stream last night within the first hour and a half. So I will fix that if people kick up a stink. Yeah, Gus hasn't got one because he's a moderator. Yeah, you can't be moderator and VIP.
Above all of you.
I'm above you. You are below me.
Yes, yes, definitely, yes.
No, not Gus Griffin Gaming. Paige just chimed in and said, "What about Paige Griffin Gaming?"
But that would be PGG.
That'd be PG. PGG. Right, we've only got about 30 seconds left, guys, and then we'll be on. Hey, good evening. Nope, still
Good night.
morning.
Bye.
Still morning. Bye.
See ya.
Hello, everyone, and how do you do? Before we start the introductions, I just want to go over something with a Small Town Geek. Paige said she will wear the costume if you buy it for her. Okay, so you've got to she doesn't want a cheap costume. She wants a decent costume, is what she's saying. She doesn't want to look like an idiot. Okay, crowdfund. Right, okay, guys. Hello. What's happening here then? The pirate hat is on Paige. She needs to come onto camera now just to show what she looks like. Right, let's invite Paige on camera and see what she looks like.
Where am I going?
It's just here, stand there. And say hello to Paige the pirate.
I was a little bit scared first of all because I didn't know what he was doing.
Do an R.
Arr.
R. Thank you for that, Paige.
Like, why is it?
It's a proper pirate hat.
Oh, I thought you broke it.
Slingshot by.
Your head's too big. I think it's round the wrong way. Pirate Page, right? Okay, let's get started, guys. Let's just do a few housekeeping bits before I start the proper introduction. Remember, guys, we won't paying attention much to the chat during the stream because this is, after all, recorded for our podcast. But we welcome everyone's participation and chat in the viewing of the stream. We are having a little bit of a rant today, and I really would like everyone. Well, you've got a bit to add.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really would appreciate everyone's input on this, and hopefully we'll have quite a few questions during the Q&A section that we do. So apart from that, any follows or subs, fantastic. I will probably try and call out the subs, but if not, if my lovely team that are there, the VIPs, if anyone follows, just give them a nice thank you, say hello to them, and just let them know that because it's a podcast, we don't tend to interact that much with the chat. Right.
Remember to get your questions in the Discord thread if
Yeah.
you do have any questions you want us to answer.
Awesome.
Link in the chat right now.
Right, okay, so let's begin. Okay, welcome, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brendan Mills from Griffin Gaming. I'm your host today, and I'm joined with Gus the Hutt, also known as...
Or you.
I thought he was going to come up with a different name today. Or you, or Ian. How are you doing today?
The hairy lump. Let's go with that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
it's
pretty
a
good.
lovely day outside today. I mean,
It's-
perfect
It's
temperature.
a perfect day.
Oh,
Lovely
warm.
summer day with a nice cool breeze.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. Can't get no better. Yep. Let's just tell them to freeze it there. Just keep it like that. Don't go any higher. Don't go any colder. We'll just
Yeah.
keep that forever.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, so we've got a few things on today. We're going to talk about obviously this week's pre-orders that went up on Saturday. I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 products to chat about there. Then we're part of that will be a tiny rant.
Guess what it's about?
I bet. The next we'll go on to new releases that we've got, as in they're not new to market, they're new to us.
New to the shop.
And then we will go on to viewer questions and answers. Actually, to be honest, that might come before that, because obviously the question and answers will probably be about the rant.
Yeah.
And I will go over again where you can find this podcast if you are listening to it live and you're not listening on the podcast. Then we'll do a giveaway, and then we'll raid someone. Nice and simple one today. Yeah.
Awesome.
How did everyone like? I mean, I loved last week's Studio J7 interview. I thought that was brilliant. Few technical issues,
Yes.
few glitchiness,
A few
but
technical issues meant I couldn't talk a lot, but yeah.
yeah. What was that, Paige?
That's probably for the best.
And that was probably for the best, as
Ooh,
Paige
shots
said.
fired.
Shots fired indeed. Right, so we've learnt a lot from last week. So we've implemented new things. We're gonna get we're both gonna have individual microphones when we do another interview. We're going to be wearing headphones. The audio will be crisp clear. But one thing I haven't figured out yet, if someone out there in the Twitch land or in the internet can find out for me, because I've done some research, I've tried to have a look. But how do you get smooth video from someone else's feed? Now, we use Zoom and then we use window capture, and the feed was coming through fine from Zoom, but when it went into Streamlabs, it just wasn't taking it at the correct frame rate. So the audio was fine as well, but it was just the frame rate. I do not know how to get a webcam feed from someone else and put it directly into Streamlabs without having to crop it down. Because when you crop something down, Streamlabs still brings up all that other information in the background, which will then obviously use CPU resources. So it'll be very handy to obviously know how to resolve this issue. So anyone listening on the podcast or listening on live view, if you have any ideas about that, please let me know. Get in contact with us. So yeah, cool. Right. So shall we start? Oh, there was. Shall we start? So basically, the first product we're going to talk about is the new paints.
Yes.
And before we do start with the new paints, is when I went on there on Saturday, I discovered that they were put down as available to order paints, as in that little mouse cursor. That means it's normally only website only. Right? It took us calling them on Monday to tell them that it was like that, and then within half an hour it was taken off.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now, so yeah, it's not
Yeah.
like that now.
So it made people think you couldn't buy these paints in store.
Yeah. Which they have done in the past.
Right.
They have done direct only
Paints.
paint, but have then later on folded them into just the regular store.
No, but this was an actual mistake that
Yeah.
they did. So what we've got orc flesh, hobgrot hide, and what's that last one?
Thondia Brown.
Fondia brown.
Now, I can't be the only one thinking this, that there's not a huge difference between Auric Flesh and Warboss Flesh, Hobgrot Hide and XV88, and Thondia Brown and...
Morgfang?
no, not Mornfang, Rhinox Hide.
Right. Yeah.
There's not a huge difference. There is... But this is coming from somebody that's colourblind, so...
But at the same time, one thing that I discovered yesterday on stream was you don't need to have the colours to get near the almost. Right, sorry, I'm not really articulating this properly. So yesterday I was painting the parchment coming off of the the Stormcast Eternal figurine I was painting, and I didn't have the correct colour for the parchment, so I used padded white flesh.
Yes.
And then put Reculan flesh laid over top of it, and it looked exactly, 100% exactly the same as the colour it's supposed to be. So it doesn't matter if you are a shade or two off of the colour. Once you apply a shade over top of it,
the shade does most of the work.
Yeah, which most of these, most of the models you paint, you tend to use shade on most of it.
It's when you come to highlight up the patchy parts afterwards, and the colour you're using then matters.
Yeah, but then that's all layer. They're all base.
Yeah.
Like literally, they are all base colours.
Although I've actually been known to do edge highlighting with Rackar
base,
Fresh, which was a base paint. So.
Right. Yeah. Of course. So these three new paints, they look very similar to old paints, but to be honest, with how many paints they've got now.
They are a shade or two different.
They are shade two. That's the thing, though.
Yeah.
The other week, I had a customer come in looking for a particular paint colour. Mm-hmm. They had the colour, not the name.
Yeah.
So in other words, they had the colour, and there was no Citadel colour it matched.
Right.
And there was no Army painter it matched. So there is still enough shades that are different enough for it not to. For there actually to be a need for more colours.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, a slight different, like the Hobgrot Hide to XV88, for instance, slightly light brown leather colour. Either colour is perfectly fine.
Right.
If you're that pernickety about having one shade over the other, honestly, to my mind, it doesn't really make a huge difference.
No, that's fine. So, we have got. Yeah, so basically, one thing that I really did notice about. Sorry, we normally always say the price of these products. So the new paints are £2.75 at RRP.
Yeah.
I do believe we are discounting, but I can't remember the amount that we're discounting by. But one thing that I thought was a major oversight is when you click. These paints have been released for Dominion. Right?
Basically,
That
yes.
is what they're for, right? Click on the Dominion box on their website. Scroll down to where you see the paints. It's not mentioned once. Like, those paints aren't recommended to be used on the set. Like, somewhat left hand not speaking to right hand.
I don't know. Maybe they're just assuming that because they're also part of the release, you're buying those anyway. And oh, by the way, you might need these ones as well.
No. What I mean is, you know how it says you click on it, you go to the bottom, and it says for the gold areas you need these 4 colours.
Yeah.
Right. Under none of those bits there is, if you click on the green there, it doesn't mention any of the new orc flesh, for instance.
Oh, no, it says War Boss Green and Scarsnick Green.
Yeah, there you go. So it's like they've really done a massive oversight there, because really that should have the new paints in it. Because if you are a noob like me, I'm currently painting up the Stormcast Eternal side of the Dominion box right now. I'm on the Knight Vexellator, I think it is. And I used the gold bit there to tell me what gold to do. But if I was doing the orcs first and I clicked on the green, I wouldn't buy that new orc flesh colour.
All they've done there is highlight exactly what I was just saying, in that
You don't need
these new colours. If you don't have a green to do orc flesh, then yes, the new colours are good. But if you've already got a green that you've been using for your orcs, you don't need these new colours.
Fair enough, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But they're trying to sell these new colours.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, fully.
Right, okay, cool. That's enough, unless you've got anything more to mention about the new
about
paints.
the paints, no.
Cool. Right, Combat Gauge. It's the next one that's been released this week been on pre-order this week. Price is £15 recommended retail. It's made of metal, which is cool. At least then it won't break.
Me and Brendan have a difference of opinion on this product.
Well, it's not necessarily a difference of opinion. It's the fact I've never played the game, so therefore I haven't had any experience. But I was like, oh, does anyone actually use these? And
yeah, I mean, I do have one of these basically gauge things. I think it was a Adeptus Titanicus one or something that I got a while back, and I do use it on occasion. It's just nice to, on occasion when you're playing a game, occasionally you just want to make sure that something's more than an inch away of something, so you just get your tool and you just go, yeah, there's a gap there that's more than an inch. It's a handy little tool.
And I suppose as you're moving objects into place, you can just almost have it in there and then just move it up to it almost, and like it keeps it an inch away instantly. Yeah. So
totally.
We didn't stock this item. We tried to stock it for Indomitus release, and it didn't sell. So we didn't stock it.
It's a nice little thing. You don't need it.
So
it's a nice little thing.
GW say quickly and easily measure common combat distances in increments of a half inch, 1 inch, 2 inch, and 3 inch. Easily fits into narrow spaces, and durable metal construction stands up to thousands of battles. If I would like to know the person who's played thousands of battles. I mean, I'm not talking about the person who's played 1,000 battles. I'm talking about the person who's played up to 10,000 battles, because otherwise after then it would say tens of thousands. That'd be interesting. That person doesn't get out.
Well, there are people
or they get out too much.
Yeah, well, they go to tournaments like. If you look hard enough, you can go to a tournament like every weekend throughout the year.
Yeah, true.
In various places and that.
Yeah, but that's
they
still only
play that's still 6 games a
weekend
sometimes.
Yeah, that's still only 52 games a year, tournaments a year.
Yeah, 6 games a time.
It will add up.
Yeah.
Right. The realm. Right. So basically, from what I can see, is the Dominion, the world it's in, is being called Realmscape, essentially.
Yeah, I think that's just like a catch-all term for like their scenery and range and everything.
Yeah, but for 3rd edition only, because before it was called something else. I can't remember it, because you could buy battle maps before, but it wasn't ever called Realmscape.
Yeah, I think they still use the term Realmscape for like some of their scenery items.
Okay, cool. So we've got the Realmscape. Are we pronouncing the G, or is the G silent?
I'd
Is
say
it
that's
Gurish?
the Gurish.
The Gurish Expanse.
Yeah.
Price £30 RRP. Gaming boards depicting the swamps of Gur on one side and the arid wastelands on the reverse. Each board folds out to exact size needed to play your 1,000 point games.
Yeah.
Right, so it's basically
It's a small battle map.
it's your background for your battle.
Yeah, it's a small battle map.
Essentially.
I actually really like the sort of desert scheme on this.
The wasteland side.
Yeah, to play a full-size game, you need 2 boxes of it though, so you need to spend £60. But in all fairness, if you were buying a third-party battle map, you'd probably be expecting to pay about that anyway.
Okay.
So.
And these are actually aren't these? They're like almost like thick like compressed paper, aren't they?
Well, it's quite a thick card.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It's card, but when I think of cardboard, I think of boxes because that's all I see.
oh no! This is like you fold it up, you could knock someone out with it, kind of cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not bad. That's cool.
Yeah. It's not a bad product. I like that.
Realmscape objective set. Price £30. Recommended retail. Represent a settlement of the Dawnbringer Crusades in various states of disrepair. 6 beautiful designed objectives for your battlefields.
Yeah.
So this is objective play, obviously.
Yeah, pretty little objective markers. They're nice. I like
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Just capture, destroy, or do whatever.
Once again, you don't need them. You literally just need something that marks out.
You can have a token.
Yeah, you can have a token.
But if you wanna be more immersive.
Yeah, these are pretty. These are just,
pretty little
these are just
things.
pretty versions. I like them. Perfectly
Right,
fine.
the Age of Sigmar core book. Now, there is actually 2 products that are called core book.
Yeah.
I didn't include on the talking points the one that costs £125.
We'll get onto that when we get onto the main talking point.
Yeah, but the main core book is £40 RRP. Rules and lore for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. It supports open matched narrative play with a revamped Path to Glory campaign system. So that's basically what I guess is the main change for 3rd edition.
Yeah, it's their version of what Crusade is in 40k.
Right,
So they
yep.
did the sort of campaign narrative thing.
Drives the ever-evolving narrative towards into the era of the Beast, a savage struggle between the resonant forces of order and destruction. So, evolving narrative onwards into the era of the Beast. So basically, what they're saying is we aren't in the era of the Beast yet, but they're going to it. So that's the next rendition that's going to come in 6 months. Something like that.
From what I gather is that the narrative of this edition is very centered around the realm of beasts, whereas previous edition it was around the realm of death, hence the soul wars and everything, and the Soulblight Gravelords being like the main antagonist. This time it's your beast armies, your orcs, your chaos beastmen.
So they're the antagonists of the story.
They're the main bad guy for this part of the ongoing narrative.
Right, cool, awesome. So yeah, there's your core book. There's your read first to play game. Essentially, you don't need to know the lore. You don't need to know the background, but the rules, which I think takes up. I think we looked. It takes up like 18 pages or something like.
Like 20 something.
Oh yeah, something like.
Something like that.
That's what's important. But I think they included a free download for the rules.
For the base rules, yes.
So what's the difference between base rules and the full rules?
So for the base rules, you'll just get like this is your movement phase, this is your like magic phase, this is how you shoot stuff.
Yeah.
It's basically all of your main rules. I don't believe it includes like all your missions, all your match play narrative.
No, because that's not core rules.
No, that's not your core rules. But those are the rules that people use to play.
Right, okay.
There are 3 ways to play, and you need to choose one of those ways to play in order to
so,
play.
Core rules, if you were to play purely on core rules, is it objective play or is it...
That's the thing. That's part of your 3 ways to play rules. That's not part of the core rules.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, what game would I be playing if I was only playing core rules?
You wouldn't be. That's what I'm saying.
So you can't play the game...
You can play a game, but you'd have to come up with rules of how to play yourself.
Oh, but
yeah,
right, I got you.
Yeah,
okay.
You'd have to come up with
so
reasons why you're playing.
That download doesn't enable you to play the game.
It basically gives you access to how to play the game, but not the different ways to play.
Cool, that's fine. We've had a few bots I see on the.
Kill the robots. Down with the robot uprising.
Right. Okay, let's go on. Right, next we've got the Age of Sigmar Path to Glory Diary. So it's the price of £20 RRP, an A5 diary for tracking the Path to Glory of 4 armies. 152 pages, bound in red force faux leather, but it's basically false. Faux leather. Featuring the logo and 2 ribbon bookmarks, designed to complement the Path to Glory rules in the core book. So this is basically you.
It's basically like an army tracker for your narrative games, so you can keep a track of. Because with the narrative games and the ongoing campaign and stuff, you stick with like one army, and that army progresses and grows
And gets better
and
experience points. Stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's just basically a way of you keeping track of it.
Yeah, we've got to do one of those because I feel that that's going to be quite fun.
Yeah, you could do the same thing with a spreadsheet.
So
it's just a fun way of
basically your campaign is like the entire war, but each time you play a battle, that's literally that one battle, and even if you lose, you still gain points and experience that go into that diary.
Yeah, basically.
And then on the next game, is it that you then have to play against the same person, or is it that it's your army gains those points and then I can play against someone else, but they might not have gained the same amount of experience?
So it's very open in the fact of, yes, you can just play amongst like 2 or 3 people, say, yes, we're doing this Path to Glory campaign just between the 3 of us, but you could also then have somebody else that you meet says, oh, I've been doing a Path to Glory game. How do you feel about playing your Path to Glory army against me, and then you can just say I'm okay.
In other words, you don't need to have it set in stone at the beginning of the campaign.
No.
Who plays, because then obviously if the campaign's played over 4 months,
if you and your friends decide amongst you that we're just playing these armies just amongst us, nobody else, if you want to play somebody else with that army, it'll have to be a side thing that's separate from this. So it's very, very open in that
it allows you to do what you want to do.
You can create the whole idea of the narrative is to just have fun with it. So
right, last item well, it's not the last item, but the second to last item is the Age of Sigmar General's Handbook. It's a £25 recommended retail price. New ways to play and get more from your games. 12 battle plans for Pitched Battle 2021 season. Includes updated pitched battle rules, profiles, points, and 14 double-sided tokens. What's a pitched battle? Or is that an Age of Sigmar thing that we both don't know about?
I haven't actually played. I think pitched battles are kind of like it's their version of match play. I believe, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But it's basically you have an army that's made up of this many points, and you have an army that's made up of the same amount of points, and we fight them off.
Jay has said it's match play.
Yeah, it's basically the standard that most people play games at, because it's fair and equal.
Right, and then it goes down to your actual strategy and how you play the game.
Yes, basically.
Right. Pitch profiles are the points. Okay.
Yeah. It's basically what match play is in 40k for Age of Sigmar.
Right. So before we go on to the main item, so we have the book, the core book that's in £40.
Yes.
That allows you to play the game. That allows you to have all the knowledge of the different ways to play, the lore, everything, and then, which I hear is actually probably it is quite common for them to do. From Ian, we just spoke about before the stream. They release a special edition for £125.
Yep.
Where all it is a different cover, 3 little ribbon bookmarks, and nice little gold paintwork around the edge.
Now, admittedly, in the past, when they've done a core release limited edition book, they've usually put a little bit more effort into it in terms of swag that you get with it.
Right, okay.
So you'll have like things like tokens or special dice or decks of cards that are unique to
like
that
a bundle set. Almost.
Yeah, and they will usually do that. Now I don't know whether or not it's a case of they haven't been able to gather the resources because of recent times, and because obviously they have to outsource a lot of the production of those different aspects to various different places. And I know they've had some issues with some of their third party production items recently, so I don't know whether that's affected it, but this seems very, very lackluster in terms of a limited edition.
And the fact that it would normally sell out within the first few hours.
Yeah, but which, even with the lackluster amount that you get with it, and the price point, I'm still very surprised it didn't sell out, and we'll get onto that.
I was actually,
Yeah.
I was there. We set up about 8 months before. We set up selling about 8 months before Indomitus was released.
Yeah.
That's when we set up the company, not the company, but this arm of the company, and I didn't even notice the special edition core book, which there obviously would have been one.
Yes.
But obviously this is the first time round that I saw it, and I was just like,
honestly, I can't even remember what
I can't understand.
What was in it?
No, I can't understand anyone spending an additional, basically £85. Is that, if my maths right? Yeah, £85 on essentially something just looks nicer and feels nicer.
There's a lot to be said for the collector factor. A lot of people are just there to buy the collector's edition, stick it in a cabinet on display, and go, "Look what I got!"
And never open it.
Yeah.
Keep it in mint condition. I would agree with you there. If Games Workshop actually, now I believe it comes in a box,
Yeah.
right? Now, why is it? What am I trying to say here? So I bought in terms of for collecting, I bought the first edition of the comic that they did with Marvel. They're doing with Marvel.
Monis Calgar.
Yeah.
Comic. Yeah.
Why is it that didn't come in a sleeve? Like, first editions always come in a freaking sleeve. No, it doesn't. It's part of the fact that it's the first edition. Doesn't matter who's made it. They always come in a sleeve. It's like, I received one of them. It was like the corners were ruffled up. I was like, it's first edition. I wanted to keep that. I had to buy a second one. It's like, I've got one of them and it's in a nice bubble wrap now just to keep it nice.
I love him when he goes squeaky.
It's like, it's almost like they're doing it for the collectors,
Yeah.
but they're doing it half-assed for the collectors. That should have been in almost like a shrink wrap protection for all of their rare items.
Honestly, Marvel are cutting corners left, right, and centre these
days.
So.
I mean the core book.
Oh, well, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, was there anything else released this weekend? I don't think there was. No, it didn't feel like there was anything else released.
No, well, nobody bought it.
No, I mean, like there was apparently this big box that that everyone wanted. Like everyone was going to get it. I don't think it got released. I don't think they announced it. So we come.
Oh wait, here it is. I can buy it right now.
What's it? What's it called? Dominion.
Yeah. Look, I can buy it right now. A week ago, who would have thought I'd be saying that?
No one. Absolutely no one.
Zero people would have been saying.
I
go and order a Dominion.
People would have bet their houses that it would have sold out day one.
Yep.
I would have bet my house. I ordered 200 boxes. That's how many I wanted from GW. They didn't give me that many. Trade. So this is the rant, guys, if you haven't realised it. So if you want any questions, come on. Trade. That is us. That is the stockists. We have our own channel with our own trade reps with Games Workshop. Now, I'm sure there's some form of non-disclosure agreement where I'm not really supposed to say stuff. But nah, I'm just going to say everything. Right, anyway. So they essentially, the way they work is they say, right, big release coming up. They let us know a day after they tell the public, so we don't get any special treatment. But what we do get to know is the price of things and the availability of things the week before it's on pre-order. So we on the Monday before, like, so that's a week and a half ago, we were sold, right, this is going to be massive. Actually, well, I've been saying it's going to be massive for a while, but they said it's going to cost you this much. If you buy, you have to buy them in lots of 3 to buy them, and if you want to get all of the promotional material, you need to buy them in bundles, and the bundle is 3 boxes, a core book, and one of the the general's handbook.
Yeah.
Right, and they say, right, if you get 1 bundle, you get this, 3 bundles, you get this, 5 bundles, you get this, and 10 bundles, you get that. And 10 bundles was the highest. At this point, they hadn't told us what our limit was until the next email. But the very fact that it stopped at 10 bundles, I knew that our initial limit was the 10 bundles. So all the stockists out there that are not classed as bulk buyers, that's people, now this is probably something I'm not allowed to say, that's people who buy from Games Workshop of under £200,000. They're classed as normal that's their low end sellers.
Yeah.
So that's me still. I think I'm at 148,000 that I buy from them in the last year.
Right.
So we're in that lower category. We don't get any privilege, any sort of extras. So they told us you can have 30 boxes, and I was like, oh. But they said, oh, but let us know how many more you want. Okay, can I have an extra 171 because I had to buy them in boxes of 3.
Yeah.
Okay. And then and apparently by Wednesday, I don't know how this works, but by Wednesday they'd sold out of trade. So they had no spare boxes available. What that means is everyone that wanted them got their initial allotment.
Yeah.
But they could see by what everyone wanted extra that the trade were going to be sold out. So on the Friday, before the pre-order got released, they said, right, we're going to give you an extra 30. So I had 60. I was like, okay, it's the same amount I got for Indomitus. Cool, yeah. I'll sell it, it'll be fine. Right, would you like us to... and at this point, is something I probably am not allowed to say, they said, we're going to do a made-to-order.
No, they're not. They're not.
They said to me, we're going to do a made-to-order. Are you okay for us to put those 141 boxes that you haven't received yet on made-to-order? And I'm like, no.
No.
Because, and this was on the Friday before we realised what happened on the Saturday. I said no, because when Indomitus was released and you did the made-to-order, I only ordered 5 on the made-to-order, and it took me 3 months to get rid of them. So I was like, no, just give me 6. Like, two bundles of 3.
Yeah.
Just give me 6. We'll go with that. So, yet again, before the release date, they'd already stated, to me at least, which that means they said it to every other stockist, which means everyone knew it by the time an hour later came, that they're going to do a made-to-order, which means people...
That's a made-to-order for stockists, not for...
I would say, if it sold out, it would have been made-to-order for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is what I mean. By the time midday Friday came, the world knew that if it sold out, don't worry, I can get it again.
Yeah.
Which is that's a massive mistake. Like in business, if you want something to go good, you do not reveal what you're going to do if it goes really well. As in, you do not go, well, you know what? If we sell out, don't worry, you can get it later. It's to try and combat your scalpers. It's to try and give everyone what they want. But at the same time, the second you say that, the demand disappears. And what happened on Saturday morning? No demand.
No.
Literally none. Like, I went live at 5 to... As soon as the queue started on GW, I went live and I sold within the first 10 minutes 2 boxes. And I thought, ooh, something's happening here. This isn't quite right. Now, bearing in mind, I had already pre-warned all of my loyal followers that I was only going to be selling an RRP. I had made plans for the profit from the 60 boxes that's coming up in the next couple of months to benefit more of my customers. Yeah. And basically, without that profit, those plans are either going to be cancelled or it'll be different. And basically, two things were sold, 2 boxes, and basically it was within 5 hours we'd sold 10.
Yeah.
And then, but after about half hour after the release, we started looking around all the other places online.
Which, in all fairness, if it was any other product from any other range, selling a third of your stock in the first day.
No, that was a sixth. Don't forget, I got 60.
Oh, 60. Yeah, so selling that in the first day is not bad.
No, it's not bad.
It's not bad at all. But
No.
when you're expecting it to go like that,
Exactly, especially when you wanted 200 of them.
yeah, it's a little disheartening.
It certainly is. And it's... When I went onto Wayland Games, Element Games, Goblin Gaming, all these other different websites, and they're all offering discount, and they're still not selling.
Yeah.
It was at that point. Now I'll come to it in a bit, but I'll just say it now. I ain't worried, by the way, guys. Okay, but at that point, I was like, someone has messed up big.
Something fishy's going on here.
Like, it's a limited release. It is supposed to be the best, biggest product this year, right? It is supposed to act like Indomitus. I know AOS hasn't got the following as 40k, but having said that, then their production should have followed suit.
In all fairness, Age of Sigmar is growing in popularity very quickly.
Yep.
And it's grown in popularity very quickly in a very short space of time, comparatively to everything else. It's still nowhere near what a 40k release is, though. And at the end of the day, Indomitus sold well because it had Space Marines in it.
Yeah.
That was it.
You were saying it was 80% of their...
Yeah.
There's some stat out there that says that
Yeah.
80% of
this was
GW's release, 80% of GW's sales are Space Marines.
Yeah, that was from a few years ago.
Oh, yeah, but
I
still,
don't know what the percentage is now, but
It's not going to be too far
the
off.
majority of all profit that Games Workshop makes is from the sale of Space Marines. Not 40k, it's just Space Marines alone. It's
Hence the
80% of their business.
Hence the reason why they've got shed tons of units.
That's why Indomitus flew out the doors, because it had new Space Marines in it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. And this new set, while it's good, it contains the poster boys for the edition. They're not everybody's favourite faction.
No.
They're far from it. The people that play Age of Sigmar, the different factions that they play is a much more even spread than it is in 40k.
Yeah, so this is where it comes down to it. Their production model should be relative to their popularity model.
Yeah.
So whatever their popularity is of that model, produce that many of them. Whatever their popularity of this model is, produce that many of them. I believe this is one of the biggest mess ups they've done.
They have reached critical mass for excitement over Stormcasts.
Yeah.
They literally, people that are excited about Stormcasts already are tired of them.
Now,
they want to see something else.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There is other possibilities what have happened, and we'll come on to them in a bit. But we're just focusing purely on that right now, the literal availability of the product. So what we've got is we've got overproduction, we've got oversaturation, and a lackluster actual acceptance of what's in the box. Because I remember watching the reveal, and people were disappointed with at least with the Orcs side of things.
Yeah.
The new faction, some
They're
people
nice.
liked it.
They're nice models.
Yeah.
They're not Warhammer Orcs. That's the problem. They're not Warhammer Orcs. They're nice. If anything, they're Lord of the Rings Orcs.
Yeah, and I've heard that so many times.
Yeah, but they're nice. They are nice, lovely models. But anybody that's a fan of Orcs has gone, what the hell's that?
It's like we spoke before the podcast, everyone, and you can equate them. They're a new faction. You can equate them to you've got Space Marines and you've got Space Wolves. Space Wolves are Space Marines, but they're not. But Space Marines are not Space Wolves.
No.
It's essentially they are a new faction. They are different models, just like Space Wolves are different models.
It would be like if they released a new load of Space Marines that were wearing bunny ears. All of a sudden, that's basically what it would be like. That's
So basically,
what's the equivalent
so
of.
it's essentially what you've got is you've got people who've got massive armies of Stormcast Eternals that they can now get new units for. But those new units, they might not want all of those, but those new units will come out within the next 6 to 12 months. And then you've got a new faction that no one wants, or very few people want. So in this box, I should have done more analysis beforehand, but GW hyped it up so much that everyone was thinking it's going to be massive. But when you analyse it, it's a lackluster. It is a flop. It is bad. Now let me spin this on its head. I'm not worried. They have done some very good things. It's £125 on RRP. It's got a core book. It's got 60 models in it.
It's a value box.
It's 200% added value there. It is an excellent box on its own merits if you take all the other bits aside.
Yeah.
Some more things that they might have done wrong, which added to the fact they didn't sell, but will now add to the reason why they will sell. Now, they released on the, what was it, the 17th, was it?
Yeah.
It's payday from pretty much now on for the rest of the month. So for the next 7 to 8 days, people are getting paid.
Yeah. I mean, the actual release date is literally just after payday. For
Yeah, exactly. But
so once they hit the shelves, people are going to go out and they're going to buy them.
Yeah. So I was speaking to my trade rep, and he basically said, we don't know what's happened, but 2 years ago, we would have a release, a big release, and it'd be a 2-week pre-order, and it would sell out at the release date, not during the pre-order. But for some reason, there's been a shift in people's view that if it doesn't sell out within the first day, it's a failure. And he brought up a very good point. It's a 2-week pre-order, guys.
Yep.
It's not supposed to sell out in the first day. So that is one of the reasons why I'm not worried. Another reason is it's payday soon. They might have done the pre-order too soon and people just didn't have the money. Right? That's fine. But then it comes onto the fact that the stockists have, in my opinion, for a limited release, have sold it too cheap. Mm-hmm. They are encouraging, now especially, because if you are a scalper, because this is going to be, we said it's a scalper's nightmare,
yeah.
But then at the same time, if you think about it now, the way that I'm about to say, it's a scalper's haven. The fact that it's flopped on day one, there won't be a made to order. So the scalpers are like,
no, there's no reason for
a scalper would be worried if there was a made to order. Okay, so there's not going to be a made to order. Point to scalpers. All the stockists that might have been selling at RRP are now going to be selling at discount. Point to scalpers.
Yep. People are going to be trying to shift
all the stockists that might have been limiting it to 1 or 2 per person are now not going to limit it.
No.
Point to scalper. Now what will happen is all of the discounted places will suddenly sell out within the next 2 weeks, and it won't be to Joe Blogg's public. It will be to scalpers, because they'll be buying the time when everything sells out, and they'll sell it for £150 to £200.
But the thing is, though, on the flip side of that, if they're the only ones buying it, then they're the only ones that want it. So they're not going to make any money because nobody else is going to be buying it from them.
But like we said, the box itself is good value. And a
it
lot of those scalpers will be stripping those boxes down to sell them as individual models or as armies, which if you only want the, I can't remember the name, but the Angel, essentially the Adeptus Auratus person that can be used in 40k or thing, that's going to be one of the most popular items.
Yeah,
if you were to,
that's beautiful.
If you were to split that down, they could probably sell that for like 80 quid.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
So it will, the thing is...
One thing I will say is you'll get a lot of people breaking up the boxes.
Yeah.
And I don't even see that as scalping, personally. I just...
No, but it's going to be scalpers buying 10 boxes to take 10 models out of it. That's the difference.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
True, but also breaking up the boxes and selling off the bits that you... I mean, I've done that. I've done that
No, but that's an individual... You're taking what you want for you out of it, and you're selling however many models. there is going to be a market out there because of the way this has happened, where scalpers will buy 10 boxes because now that the stockists need to get rid of their stock.
Yeah. Well, I myself have actually gone on like eBay and I've actually bought individual models that people have broken down just because I only want that one model.
No.
So, yeah.
But there's a market for it.
Yeah,
But
it's a perfectly. I think calling the people that do that scalpers is kind of.
They're only scalpers
it's
when
a
they buy
misnomer.
10. They're only scalpers when they buy multiple boxes and don't use the models themselves.
Yeah, I mean that's fair enough.
Now, so basically, we've got a huge dynamic of stuff happening here. We've got not selling. It is going to sell. Pre-orders 2 weeks. Paydays coming up. We've got the overproduction of that. We've got the underproduction of Cursed City. Now, this is another thing. I think there's a degree of people out there that are tired.
They've lost a lot of good faith with the community because of what they did with that, and a lot of people have just gone, "I'm out."
Yeah.
That's it.
And for me, this is my first Age of Sigmar army. If it was going to be a lot of people's first Age of Sigmar army, and they wanted to dabble in a bit of, I don't know, Cursed City first, because, it's a good release, nice thing. It's a different way of playing the game, but you can use a lot of those figures in Age of, or all of them in Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, they all have Age of Sigmar rules.
So, it's like, but they really messed me over on the Cursed City. So why do I even want to bother getting into Age of Sigmar? I think there is an element of that out there. An unofficial boycott of Dominion.
I think it's just a level of fatigue that people have with it now. Of Games Workshop have done so much in recent years to make a good name for themselves because they had a terrible name, and they've built up a lot of goodwill. And over the last couple of months, they've just thrown it all away.
Yep.
And people are going to have a hard time trusting again.
Yeah, I mean, how many big box releases have they done this year? You had Piety and Pain, you had Cursed City, you have obviously got Dominion. I think there was another one around just in January time. Well, you had all the Battle Force boxes as well. They're essentially
they've
big
done a
box
couple
releases.
of Age of Sigmar ones as well.
Yeah, so they've done a lot of big releases this year.
Yeah.
And it could just be fatigue not only for the fact that they've released a lot of products, but fatigue particularly just for big box games and money. Like you had during lockdown, people staying at home. You had people not using their cars, therefore saving on fuel.
Plus, as well with Age of Sigmar, there's been a lot of large releases, like with this Broken Realms series.
Yeah.
So the large centerpiece.
Like
models.
they've really oversaturated. Like
people don't have any money left.
no, that's what I mean.
That's it. Just people just don't have any money left.
Age of Sigmar has been pounded in the last 6 months.
When they announced that this was coming and they previewed it, about a month ago? It's only about a month ago.
Yeah, it was only about that,
I was expecting this release to come like
Mid-July.
October, November.
Oh, really?
Yeah, October, September. They're towards the end of the year. It was going to be a Christmas release. That's what I was thinking in my head. And then they're like, "Oh no, we got this 2-week countdown now," and it's like, "Oh, what? Really? Already?"
Yeah.
It's just
It's like I said.
too much in a short space of time.
I think an educated guess, as in from what they did from Indomitus, was everyone is expecting mid July, and then as if it was to follow Indomitus is what. I mean.
Yeah.
But a lot of people like yourself were thinking, "Oh, this is going to be a release for 4 to 6 months," and then it was half term, and my trade rep said they had training on Thursday. The entire trade team. I was like, it's in 2 weeks, guys.
Yeah.
It's like, at that point, I was like, it ain't in July, it ain't later than that, it's in 2 weeks, because they do not train the entire team up for a single model getting released. It's like, they just don't do that. But there's a lot that has gone wrong. It has basically been the perfect storm at this point. But like we said, I believe it will sell out before release day.
Quite likely, or at the very least, there will be few around.
Yeah, there is light at the end of the tunnel. I think GW will be sold out before release day. I think all of the people that are discounting online will be sold out before then. And I I'm in two minds. If I discount my product, I have to refund the people who've already ordered because I've got a conscience. I'm not, and especially before release date.
Yeah.
If in 2 months' time I decide to do a discount, that's fine. But before release date, if I decide to drop that price, I'm going to have to refund everyone that has ordered already because it's the only right thing to do. But then that really affects my roadmap that's coming up.
Yeah.
Like, I've planned for this, and I really was shocked when other people were selling at a discount. But then again, I think Wayland Games weren't doing it as a discount until they didn't sell out. They actually ceased you buying from their website for about half an hour. Between 10:15 and 10:45, you couldn't buy from the website, and then it was suddenly at 20% off.
Yeah.
Now, it might have been on it beforehand, but I swear they changed something at that point because they saw a problem. But at this moment in time, I'm of the mind that I cannot do a refund for the roadmap and a refund because I'd have to refund everyone. Yeah. Now, I'm sure I will sell out, and I'm sure I'll lose a couple loyal customers that have gone elsewhere. And I've said that, guys. I don't mind people shopping around to get the best deal. I appreciate that's what people are going to do, and I implore people to do the best that's right for them. At the end of the day, I'm not worried about what will come up, but I'm annoyed about yet again about what GW have done here, essentially. But I think we're coming towards the end of the rant. So if we have questions, either in the Discord or in chat, we're going to go for question and answers now for about 5 to 10 minutes. Please get them in. Ask me anything about Dominion, about the release, about what's coming up, or about other subjects, whether or not I like semi-skim milk on my Frosties in the morning. I don't like Frosties. Or anything. Just ask, get the questions in. I haven't got Discord up, so I'm going to use Gus as the questioner and me as the answerer.
Right.
Have we got a Discord question?
Yes, we do have a Discord question. Black Sheep UK. About the colour guides. I'm assuming he means the ones on the back of the individual boxes. No? Okay.
Right, so the colour guide...
The colour guides on the website are generic and don't always match what's on the model. Is there a colour guide in the instructions?
I'll get back to you. Instructions are at home right now where I'm painting. That would be very interesting to look at, because if there is a colour guide and they still haven't included those 3 colours, that's a major oversight.
Yeah, there's usually a bit on the back page of the...
I'll have a look. I'll get back to you. But I understand that the colours at the bottom of the product are generic, but they still reflect that product.
Yeah, we don't have a copy here that we can check.
No.
So.
Right. Have we got any other questions?
Deep Fried Johnny. Last night you said there is a surprise about what you're doing for the shop with regards to Paige and the new lady. What is the surprise?
I can't tell you. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a surprise.
There is no surprise.
The
surprise!
The roadmap for the next couple of months includes a few things, and a few of those things depend upon the funding that comes from the profit of Dominion sales. So at the current moment in time, as of today, some of the roadmap if it was the snapshot was today and I had to plan on today, the roadmap would get slashed in half, and some of my customers wouldn't get some of the benefits that are going to come. But the surprise that is coming up, I'm giving you basically insider knowledge surprise that I will not mention again after this week. If you ask me in chat, I'll say can't tell you. That'll basically be it. But what I can say is the surprise will be revealed.
I asked and he said he wouldn't tell me.
10th?
So.
Well, the 10th is Saturday, so maybe
Yeah.
release on
No. You've already made the thing. Oh no, that's about. Okay, you're right. So basically, either the 9th or the 10th of July, the surprise will be revealed about when the surprise will happen.
Say the duration of the...
No, I can't because that gives them too much of a hint.
How is that too much?
No, trust me, they will narrow down out of the 100 different things they got asked me last night. they will narrow down to about 20 of them. Someone guessed it last night.
Everyone's gonna be like, is it me?
So yes, they are working on it. It's their current job right now. I don't think Paige is on it right now. I think she's doing reconciling, which is awesome because we need to do reconciling. But they are working on it constantly. Is there any other questions in Discord?
Black Sheep UK asked the second question. How do the new Stormcast affect the old Stormcast? Are they a replacement?
I believe they're extra units.
I believe they're
on
an
top.
add-on.
Add-on, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're to give the army more of a dynamic way of using and playing the army.
Yeah.
They're, like, for instance, this... Out of all of the Stormcast I've seen on the shelf, because I've never played it, there's not a banner bearer.
Possibly.
Like the knights.
I think there's usually one in the main box.
Yeah, but not one
of-
for the army. I think.
Don't know.
I could be wrong, guys.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But essentially, the one I'm painting right now, the Knight Vexellator, is a brand new unit. If one, it looks epic. Like the box art on it is unbelievable. But yet again, I believe it's not a HQ unit, is it? But it's going to be like
It's an individual unit on its own.
Yeah.
Ah, chills.
Apparently,
Literal
first edition
chills.
had one. in it
Smoking
as
Medica
well.
has just subscribed for 3 months. Thank you very much for the resubscribe. Tell me why didn't Gus make the cut to be the fourth wife? He is
I was
the
gonna,
fourth,
when,
he is the fourth wife.
when did I get cut?
Yeah. HQs are called heroes. Sorry, Jay. Yeah, the Knight Vexellator is a banner bearer. Yes, that's exactly what I'm painting right now at home. But yes, they are add-on units. They are in addition to the previous ones. I don't believe they're going to be discontinuing any of the previous units. But
Someone said it.
oh, hello. Where?
The pirate fourth wife. Big Stan. So you mentioned the pirate, you get the pirate.
Okay, right. Congratulations on the follower target. Is that for yourself?
Yes, yeah, I hit 300 follows this afternoon, in fact.
What is he? I thought there were only 3 wives. So we've got the ex-wife, the future wife, the work wife, and
Gus.
literally call him the fourth wife.
Yeah.
That is his
This
title.
is literally just everyone in your chat just called me the fourth wife, and it's just stuck. So,
Yeah, pretty much.
the
So
frog god as well, the frog messiah. I'm also known
any
as.
more questions in Discord? If not, is there anyone put the word question in capitals, followed by what you want to ask me in chat, and then we'll answer it. Get them in now because we're only going to be on this for another couple of minutes.
Yeah, nothing else in Discord at the moment.
Nothing else
so.
in Discord. So I will come back to any questions that come up. But what we'll do right now is we'll quickly talk about these.
He's got more stuff to sell.
I got some new products in. This is the beginning of our series of the Magic the Gathering. These are the booster packs. These are basically pretty much all rares or something like that. So
He
let's
got
look.
the expensive ones in.
Each booster contains at least 7 special alternate frame cards, 4 or 5 rares or mythics, and at least 11 premium foils. Now, to me, when I read that, it must be about using Oxford commas or whatever they call them. But when I read that, I'm like, 7, 4 or 5, so that's 13 or... No. 7. That's 12 or 11. And then it says 11 premium, so I'm like, well, that's 22. But you just said that there's only 15... But there's only 15 cards in a pack. But you've just said 22 on the description. I'm like, how can... And then Gus was like, well, the 11 premium foils, like the 4 rares will be premium foils as
Yeah,
well.
they can cross over.
Right, is there any... Nope, no questions yet. Right, Double! Has anyone played Double out there? We've got Double!
I don't even know what double is.
Oh, we'll have to get my kids' version because these are obviously sealed and I can't really play them and then sell them. But I have to get my kids' version. It is awesome. I never win and I still love it. Double, guys. double kids looks pretty cool. But then you've got double animals as well, which is just animals on it, which is cool. And Harry Potter, but that's difficult to play because then you need to know the name of the items they're saying, like the snitch or whatever they call it. Snitch. Jenga. Everyone loves Jenga, guys.
I am the Jenga master.
Oh, we should have a game of Jenga on stream once.
Yeah.
Oh.
Epic Jenga showdown.
Yeah. Right.
You'd have to be on camera.
D&D. We have D&D in, guys. We will have a category for this on the website. It'll be cool. We're going to class everything that's like this. Just going to call it board games. Even if Jenga's not a board game, we're going to call it board games. And I know this isn't quite. This is tabletop. It's going to be in the board games. Actually, no. I'm not sure we're going to call this. It might be under board games, but
Yes. No.
no, tabletop.
It's a, yeah.
Tabletop.
It's not even tabletop, really. It's mind's eye theatre.
Question: What is double? Are you kidding?
Seriously,
Okay.
I want to know this too.
Right.
I don't
So
know.
if I can get this close enough, you see those little right. So these here are your cards that you play with. So these get distributed out to everyone who's playing, and let me read it. In double, there is always only one matching symbol between any two cards, which is nuts to think about. So there's like, I don't know how many cards there are in this, but say there's like 40 cards. You distribute all those cards out to everyone that's playing. There can be 2, 4 people playing or whatever. And it's like Snap. You put one card, you have one card that's facing up and it's got like 7 or 10 symbols on it or whatever. And then in your card will only ever match one of those symbols on there. And you have to basically call it out and pop it down before someone else does. And that's basically how it works. And the first person to get rid of their cards wins. The problem is, it's like the card changes each time, and obviously what you're looking for changes every single time, and it is literally brilliant. It is insanely good. Recommend that, guys. And under this, we've got the essential kits for D&D, and there is actually a real there's actually a board game of D&D called Adventure Begins, so we've got that as well.
Yeah. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
No? Why didn't you tell me this before?
And that reference is going to go right over Brendan's head.
Question: Are you planning to stock D&D miniatures? Didn't know it was a thing.
I told you. He doesn't listen to me.
Like, I knew people played with miniatures. I just thought it was people that like went and got 3D printed miniatures and stuff like that.
No. They have their own line of miniatures. They even come pre-basic, like primed.
Oh, cool. Jay, yes. Not on the roadmap yet. I might have to have a look to see if I can do it.
Definitely something worth looking into.
Seeing how things might change because of things, I can't look at things like that right now.
No.
Right, I think that's it. There's no more questions as far as I can see, or unless if someone can tell me. Oh, question: Will you be holding game nights in store? At the current time, no. Problem is, I live in Braintree. Problem is, we've only got one car. Control room needs to get home. The local gaming club operates at Norma Booth.
Page can do it.
They have their own They have their own storage there. We can't offer storage here because we literally don't have any. At the current moment in time, we cannot offer that. But we will in the future be offering events, Saturday events, stuff like that. But at the current time, we can't offer game nights because it's not practical.
No.
Right, let's crack on. So we're coming close to the
Definitely
end.
something we'll consider, though.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right, we need to arrange a game.
Yes.
My Tau army is pretty much finished. So, when's good for you? Are you working on Saturday?
No.
Are you free on Saturday?
I will have to get back to you.
Because I'm here.
Definitely the one after, though.
I'm here on Saturday, every Saturday, 10 till 3. And if I'm not busy, we might be able to have to stop the game. But if we're not busy, we can play a game if you're up for it. From 10 till 3.
Smoking Medic, that is a slippery slope.
So questions, will you...
Be opening booster packs on stream. That is a slippery slope.
They're really expensive.
Yeah.
I can't waste that money.
The thing is, though...
That's, like, this pack costs more than Dominion.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, the whole point of stream opening packs is that one of those packs could contain a card that's worth 10 times the value of that box.
What? And what would I do with it then?
Well, just have it. You would then have it. You would then have this thing that everyone's like, sell it to me for all this money.
I meant in general, not now. Right.
Don't get him into Magic. No,
now.
Please don't.
Now. Right. So we'll get a game arranged either this weekend or the following weekend or whenever. That will hopefully be our first game. We'll see if we can set up a camera. Might just be a top-down camera with no face cameras. To be honest, we'll just do it like that.
I think we'd have to do a dry run just to
play
with settings and stuff.
We could do that. Like
I could probably pop in next Saturday to do that. And then,
okay. Well, this Saturday.
Well, yeah.
We'll do it, and then we'll record a game
we'll
whenever.
Do a dry run.
Yeah. So we'll get that done. Be interesting to get a Dominion game going because we'll both have to learn it, but that's going to be a few weeks, months,
that's going to be a ways off yet because we want painted stuff.
Right, so as you all know, this is a podcast. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, TuneIn, and Podcast Addict at this moment in time. So if you ever do miss a previous episode, you can subscribe or follow on those platforms and listen to it there, and then get notified about future episodes if you do happen to miss the live stream. The giveaway today, guys, is going to be only open for 1 minute because we are too close to the end, and I should have actually put this before viewers' questions. So give me a second, guys. Get ready to enter. Please don't go anywhere. I just need to edit the timer. And we do that. This is the giveaway we do on every stream is a £10 gift card.
Too quick, Black Sheep.
That is available only to our subscribers. If you are a follower, sadly, you cannot enter this. But if you'd like to enter into one form of giveaway, there is the community challenge that we do that is in the channel points. You can give some channel points towards that to increase the chances of the big box giveaway getting sooner. And that is open to followers and subscribers. But this right now is only open for subscribers. And guys, get going. Put in your command GG win now. 1 minute, and then while you're doing that, I'm going to look for a channel to raid. Apple Music too. Yeah, that's Smoking Medic. That is Apple Podcasts now. They've separated it out. You have to have the Apple Podcast app. I think I mentioned that first. Yeah, I read it there. Right, who are we going to raid?
Who's on? Who have we got on?
Like, you might have more people on your list than I've got because...
Yeah, we've got
Nell, Alchemist Painting, Mango Smasher, Dusty Telephone, Source Painting. I think Source Painting's just started. He's got 0 viewers. Dusty Telephone's got 1. Mango Smasher's a pretty decent guy. He always does my stuff. Nell's awesome though. Like, she's so supportive of the community.
Brush.
I think I might have to go over to Nell because
Elven Blood.
Nell's always very supportive of the community.
She's always great with raids.
Yeah.
She's one of my favourite people to raid.
Yeah. Could raid Gus like in real life.
I'd have to run home.
Right, guys, let's see
I will be streaming again in about 45 minutes or
like I said, guys, it was only open for 1 minute. We needed to cut it short. We've got Syncmaster, Black Sheep, Zapango, The Essex Hobbyist, The Small Town Geek, Smoking Medic, Ministers by Night, Bertie Best, and Jay. If you haven't entered, I'm sorry, you have missed out on the chance. I think Tommy J just tried to enter. I know it had closed, but you haven't got a GG next to your name, so that normally means you're not...
Yeah, it's a sub only.
So yeah.
Which is why
But
I
I
didn't
thought
enter.
Tommy J was a sub, but I could be mistaken. Right, anyway, guys, let's get this picked. There's only 9 of you, so you've got a very good chance. I mean, from a business perspective, this is very, very not good for me. But let's have a look. And let's pick.
There's
a
still
small town
almost
geek.
half the people watching.
A small town geek. Didn't he win last night?
He definitely won recently.
A small town geek has won the giveaway, guys. Congratulations to a small town geek. No, it wasn't. Last night was Robosh. A small town geek won it about 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Awesome. Well done, guys. Right, it's going to be a quick one. We're going to hand you over to Nell. I will say hi to Nell. I will then say goodbye to Nell because I need to get back to work. Pick up the kids in just under 2 hours. So I've only got 2 hours left of work. So, and I've did this for an hour and a half. And then I was prepping for an hour beforehand. So I haven't worked today.
And I've got 1,000 Sun Sorcerer to paint.
Yeah, right. So, a small town geek, I'm sure you've messaged me before, but message me again just to give me a reminder, and I'll get that over to you. Right, let's go over to Nell. Oh, and don't forget, guys, please, everyone that's there, get your GGs ready. Make sure you smash that defense, because we are quite good. This channel seems to smash everyone's defense.
I don't have any GGs.
Why? Why? Are you not a subscriber? Wow.
Hey, it ran out today.
Wow.
I just haven't pressed the button yet.
So you're a mod but not a subscriber. You wouldn't even be a VIP if you hadn't subscribed. Right. Okay. Let's go, guys. I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much for joining us today, and have a good one. See you tomorrow night at 7 p.m.